From a wild chase of a yellow sports car in Florida, to a suspect who had no choice but to flee on foot with 20 officers hot on his heels, to a high-stakes pursuit where the FBI teams up with Arkansas state troopers to bring it all to a On a fateful day in Glendale, Wisconsin, 29-year-old Lil Cherry Gallion was caught running out of a Kohl's store with over $1,300 worth of stolen merchandise. The bold theft quickly escalated as Gallion jumped into a getaway vehicle driven by 27-year-old Robert Hill, who sped off in a desperate attempt to flee the scene.
Out past, still in the bank lot, going through the tellers here, back through the parking lot of Kohl's. They're gonna go back westbound, gotta come back out on the Bayshore. Okay, we are northbound on Bayshore Drive, passing Ulta. Again, ASU 5215. Wanted for retail theft, speeds are 40, there's no traffic.
As the suspect tried to exit the parking lot, chaos erupted. He caused significant damage, colliding with multiple patrol cars in the process. With the situation escalating, law enforcement knew they had to stop this reckless driver immediately. The pursuit intensified as multiple patrol units joined the chase, determined to bring this dangerous driver to a halt before more damage was done.
Fort Washington Road. Stop this at Fort Silver.
Coming up to back in the wrong lanes of traffic here. Coming up to a green light. Continuing southbound. Can I pit if I have a chance?
Found on Fort Washington, passing with Keith south. Speeds are 40, lining up for a pit.
Still southbound.
Southbound in the northbound lane, passing Mars. There's traffic here. Roads are clear and dry. Coming back in. Speeds are 450. We're going to go westbound on Hampton. Crashing.
The suspect finally came to a stop, but that was far from the end of this wild chase. In a desperate move, he exited the vehicle and fled on foot, continuing to evade capture. The pursuit shifted gears once again as officers quickly adapted to track him down.
Get on the ground! I'm down!
After a tense foot pursuit, the suspect was successfully stopped and arrested, bringing this chaotic chase to an end. He was taken into custody. The suspect now faces multiple charges, including theft, for stealing over $1,300 worth of merchandise from the store, reckless driving, fleeing and eluding, resisting arrest, property damage. On October 11th, 2022, Arkansas State Trooper Corbin Freeman spotted a Dodge Challenger weaving dangerously through traffic. A quick check on the license plate revealed it was expired. When the trooper activated his emergency lights and sirens, the driver showed no intention of stopping. What began as a simple traffic stop escalated quickly, with the trooper teaming up with the FBI in a high-stakes effort to bring this dangerous chase to an end.
We're still slow rolling, coming up to Stagecoach. 63 miles an hour.
The suspect took an unexpected turn, exiting the highway and stopping calmly at the next traffic light. It was a puzzling move that left the trooper and viewers wondering what was coming next. When the light turned green, the suspect proceeded, but just as the trooper pulled alongside, he made a sudden U-turn and accelerated, kicking the chase into high gear once again.
Show me your hands! Don't you put your hands down, you hear me? Step out. Lay down on your face. 430 South.
As the suspect took an exit, the trooper seized the opportunity and executed a precise pit maneuver, forcing the vehicle to a stop. The FBI quickly moved in, blocking the suspect's car to ensure there was no chance of escape this time. With nowhere left to run, the suspect was arrested without further incident. and taken into custody, finally bringing this intense chase to an end. On November 16, 2023, a routine patrol took an unexpected turn when a black Cadillac sped past a trooper. With lights and sirens activated, the driver, a woman behind the wheel, initially pulled over, but what seemed like a standard traffic stop quickly turned into one of the most unforgettable moments of the trooper's career. What happened next was anything but ordinary.
Hello. You roll this all the way down for me? Do what? Okay. I'm Trooper Lane with State Police. The reason I'm stopping you today, who are you calling? Why do you need to call her? I'm talking to you.
Hey, something happens?
What's going to happen?
Okay. I'm hang up.
It's just disrespectful.
Okay.
I'm disrespectful.
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm telling you, like,
Well, every time I try to talk, you're like, oh, well, that's what.
Hey, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I'm Trooper Lane with State Police. The reason I'm stopping you today is you came up behind me at 95, and then you passed me going 90, and then you didn't use a turn signal, and you have a brake light out. So you got your driver's license and your registration with you.
Go, dude. Okay.
All right, go ahead and step out. Step to the back of the car for me.
Baby, I'm really Baby, listen.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm trying to talk to my wife.
I don't care what you're trying to do. You're on a traffic.
The situation took a bizarre turn when the woman behind the wheel called her wife and refused to cooperate with the trooper's instructions. When ordered to step out of the vehicle, she instead put the car in drive and sped off, fleeing the stop and igniting a high-speed pursuit. What started as a routine traffic stop was now spiraling into chaos.
Looks like we'll be taking Main Street. CFS comments now.
Taking Main Street?
CFS comments now. All right, we're turning right on the Main Street.
Turning right on Main.
CFS comments now.
The trooper quickly closed the gap, determined not to let the suspect escape. With every opportunity that presented itself, the trooper was ready to execute a precise pit maneuver, determined to end this chase and bring the suspect to justice.
Night traffic, speed 42. Once you pass that traffic, you're in front of the TBI.
Turn on to Jeff Davis.
Where's the 28 come back to? Good.
2 failed TVIs. We're going back to the Main.
Cadillac, there's no going to be no address on it.
2 failed TVIs. We're going back toward Main. We're in the parking lot now.
2 failed TBIs, back towards me.
Turning onto, I think, Louise Street.
After 2 failed pit attempts, the pressure was too much for the suspect to handle. Shortly after, they came to a stop and surrendered to the trooper. The suspect was arrested without further incident and taken into custody, finally bringing this wild chase to an end. On August 11th, 2022, what began as a routine traffic stop quickly spiraled into chaos. A trooper identified a black Kia Optima linked to a known gang member, Montrell Jones, a convicted felon and federal firearms suspect. Recognizing the trooper's presence at a local gas station, Jones attempted to conceal his identity, setting off a chain of events no one could predict.
Coming up on 60 pit. About 120. Medium traffic.
63, 100 miles per hour, medium traffic.
It's past 65th. We're coming up to you right there, whoever that is.
As the trooper closed the distance, the suspect's driving became even more reckless. Passing vehicles dangerously close, he nearly caused multiple accidents in a desperate attempt to evade capture. Without hesitation, the suspect took an exit, continuing a chase.
We're getting back on 30 West. He just threw something out the window there at the intersection. 1022. We're staying on Young Road, coming up to Gar Springs.
Young guy.
Whoever else takes secondary.
Black Kia Optima. Black Kia Optima.
North on guard.
North on guard.
The trooper closed in once again, ready to put an end to the chaos. As they lined up for a pit maneuver, the suspect suddenly brake-checked, narrowly avoiding the trooper's attempt, but the gap was closing fast, and the trooper was now more determined than ever to bring this dangerous pursuit to a decisive end.
He just brake-checked me, caused me to run into him. We're turning around here. Hold on.
Still on guard, spring guys.
10-4, I just hit him out. He crashed head-on to a pole here. Garrick Springs.
On the fifth, ran to a pole.
After Montrell Jones was brought to a stop and arrested, he was formally charged with the following offenses: aggravated assault, fleeing, reckless driving, possession of a firearm, possession of marijuana, traffic violations, including driving with expired registration and unverified insurance. Dramatic police dashcam video captures a high-speed pursuit filled with tension and intensity as a yellow sports car speeds away from law enforcement. The officer deployed the grappler to stop the suspect, a rare but effective technique we don't see often in these chases. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think officers should use this technique more frequently? The suspect was quickly brought to a stop and arrested without further incident, ending the pursuit. The pursuit began as following a shots-fired call in Flint City, Genesee County. Officers responded to the area and made contact with multiple residents, investigating the shooting incident. During their patrol, officers identified a white Dodge Charger with a cracked windshield and no license plate, which was believed to be involved in the shooting. Around Ballinger Highway and Flushing Road, the officers located the suspect vehicle stopped at a traffic light. They initiated a traffic stop, but the driver, later identified as Tyree Nazrael Parker, fled, initiating a pursuit.
Dodge Charger, no plate, cracked windshield, matched the description of the shooting vehicle. Joiner. This is Tacoma University. Looks like a single black male occupant. Approaching Chevrolet right now. Westbound 8.
Westbound 8.
During the pursuit, Tyree Nazrael Parker drove at a dangerously high rate of speed, showing complete disregard for his surroundings. His reckless driving made it incredibly difficult for officers to keep up with him. Despite the troopers' efforts, Parker's excessive speed and erratic maneuvers put both law enforcement and innocent drivers at significant risk. The chase was intense, and the troopers had to be highly cautious, especially when trying to safely close the distance without escalating the dangerous situation.
Westbound Santa Barbara. Here's headlights, no taillights. Still westbound Santa Barbara. Westbound, what is there? Coming up to Canterbury Lane. Eastbound.
As the chase intensified, Trooper Whipple executed a pit maneuver, rotating the suspect's vehicle. However, the suspect quickly regained control and accelerated, continuing to flee at high speed. Another trooper briefly took over as the primary unit in the pursuit, but Trooper Whipple quickly regained primary control of the pursuit.
Maneuver attempt. Looks like you might be trying to get on southbound 75. Or my speed wise. 55, 40, 40, 38.
Looks like we got.
He's running, holding his waistband.
Yep, black male, white hoodie. Running across the freeway.
Black male, white.
Going back up to the overpass.
After the second successful pit maneuver, the suspect's vehicle finally came to a stop. Without hesitation, Tyree Parker exited the vehicle and began fleeing on foot. However, his escape was short-lived. Officers quickly apprehended him, and he was taken into custody without further incident. Parker was later transported to the Genesee County Jail, where he faced a range of serious charges, including fleeing and eluding, felon in possession of a firearm, discharging a firearm from a moving vehicle, and several other offenses. His reckless actions ultimately led to his arrest, and the pursuit came to a close. On the morning of September 18th, 2023, a trooper on I-49 near Exit 65 detected a black Chrysler 300 speeding at 97 miles per hour through a construction zone. As the car passed, it seemed like the driver was about to pull over, using turn signals to move into the median. But something about this vehicle felt familiar, a detail that would soon make this routine stop anything but ordinary. As the trooper observed the vehicle pulling into the median, a detail clicked. It wasn't just any car. This black Chrysler 300 had been involved in a previous pursuit, fleeing from Washington County deputies just weeks earlier. What started as a routine stop was now shaping up to be something much more intense. The suspect then began driving recklessly on a busy highway, weaving through traffic at dangerous speeds. With no regard for the safety of others, they put countless lives at risk in a desperate attempt to evade capture. The suspect's reckless driving nearly caused multiple accidents as he veered dangerously through traffic. Even after taking an exit from the highway, his erratic behavior continued. Troopers found it difficult to close the gap safely, but they weren't about to back down. They were determined to bring this chase to an end.
I think we're about to try to stand here because we get a chance. 100, going 13 in, coming up the road. No ladder traffic. Here, turning downtown Holland,
The suspect made a sharp left turn, heading straight into a residential area, weaving through streets in a desperate bid to escape. But just when you think it couldn't get more intense, they veered onto a dirt road, kicking up clouds of dust that left the trooper struggling to keep visual contact. Yet the chase wasn't over. The trooper locked in on the trail of dust left behind.
Black male, wearing a gray shirt and black shorts. Gray shirt, black shorts.
The suspect finally came to a stop and bolted from the car, disappearing into the woods. After a tense search, troopers located and arrested him, bringing the chase to an end. Just as the situation calmed, the suspect's car erupted into flames, reigniting the intensity of the moment. But the quick-thinking trooper sprang into action, extinguishing the fire before it could cause further damage. This chase had twists until the